Hello everyone, I'm Relentlessly. We are back again talking about how people online decided to go ahead and report the GoFundMe that SmashJT put out there to defend himself or cover his legal expenses against Alyssa Mercante and her BS, lawsuit that she's putting out against him, saying he's defaming her, he's harassing her, even though all he's doing is using her words against her in multiple videos, multiple posts, multiple articles, things of that nature, just basically putting out information that she puts out herself. Nothing that is faked or anything like that. It's literally all information that she puts out herself. And now it seems like people that are for Alyssa Mercante for some weird reason, because she's done things that are very questionable and things that are incorrect, they've gone ahead and got his GoFundMe halted so that he can no longer receive funds. It might even come to a point where the GoFundMe will disappear altogether and he can no longer gain funds for his legal expenses. So we'll get into this article here from SmashJT.com saying they halted my GoFundMe. Alyssa Mercante's defenders won't stop until they get what they want. The pure evil activism behind the curtain. As they've said prior, go after their income, go after their livelihood, so to speak. This is the GoFundMe. You can see right here that it says transfers paused, which means that nobody can donate at this time as of the recording of this video. In the realm of video game journalism and its increasingly contentious landscape, Alyssa Mercante's defenders have proven themselves relentless in their quest for control. This isn't just about protecting their quote-unquote friend, it's about power and censorship at any cost. The latest chapter in this seemingly never-ending saga shows the true extent of the tactics being employed, and it's nothing short of pure evil activism, which, because of all this nonsense going on with DEI and, of course, Alyssa Mercante and these fake journalists, or journalists as people would call them, his channel has grown exponentially to the point where he's able to build a new studio and have, loads and loads of people watching his stuff now and then, paying attention to what's going on in the gaming industry. So you can see this tweet made by SmashJT saying, pure evil activists, quote, go after their funding sources, ring a bell. So they now reported my GoFundMe account enough for GoFundMe to temporarily suspend it due to using a direct name and defamatory language, quote unquote. I've edited the requested information now, and hopefully, we'll pull up the rest of this tweet and we'll read it. I've edited the requested information now, and this should be fine after they review it, but wanted to keep you all posted on exactly what we're dealing with. And yes, I agree. Give, send, go is the way to go in the future, but realize just how evil the people are on that side that we're dealing with here. They will stop at nothing to ruin you. Direct donations are the best way to avoid this stuff, to be honest, but those are not public, and I want to keep this as visible as possible for full transparency purposes, which is, of course, a very honorable thing to do. So nobody thinks he's just kind of taking the money and running. He wants to show that the money is there for this specific reason, known as legal expenses. The latest incidents reveals the depths to which these defenders are willing to go. After initiating a GoFundMe campaign to cover legal expenses and push back against harassment, I soon found myself on the receiving end of a targeted campaign to shut it down. These individuals, unwilling to allow my side of the story to be heard, resorted to one of the oldest forms of censorship in their playbook that they learned from a friend of Alyssa, Nick Salandra, go after their funding sources. I coordinated a campaign of suppression. Let's be clear, this isn't an isolated or accidental occurrence. The phrase, quote, go after their funding sources rings all too familiar, having become a notorious battle cry among certain activists when attempting to dismantle their critics. Their aim here isn't to engage in any debate or discuss differing opinions because they absolutely get destroyed. It's to destroy the ability for their opponent to even exist in the discourse. And they've succeeded here, at least temporarily. After numerous reports, GoFundMe suspended my account for alleged use of a direct name and quote-unquote defamatory language. The irony, of course, is that this is the exact behavior these defenders profess to oppose, silencing, intimidation, and outright bullying. Weird how that road only goes one way, but what matters to these activists isn't whether their actions align with their so-called values. It's about power, control, and enforcing a narrative where only their side gets to speak. So, of course, this is the same individual Alyssa Mercante is that went ahead and found his wife on Facebook and DM'd her saying that is she okay with her husband and father of her children to be quote-unquote harassing and saying defamatory things about people, even though all he's literally doing, like I've said earlier in the video, was that he's taking the words that she specifically uses and calls her out and says that she's a liar. How she did a article on Sweet Baby Inc., ignoring the fact that they tried to get Kerbutis gone off of Steam and his curator group removed from Steam, which of course ended in a lot of people joining, hundreds of thousands of people joining, and his Steam account is still active. The hypocrisy of supposed justice. When Alyssa Mercante's defenders scream about harassment and unfair treatment, one could potentially be tempted to think they're genuinely interested in justice or fair play, assuming they know nothing of her and her ilk. But in reality, they utilize these tactics only to protect their own interests. The actions taken against my GoFundMe campaign speak volumes. These people aren't concerned with right or wrong. They're concerned with ensuring their critics are eradicated. And you can see the message here from GoFundMe. It says, we've temporarily paused your GoFundMe because we need you to add additional information to your fundraiser story. Please be aware that while our team works with you to gather more information, your fundraiser, bank transfers, and ability to create fundraisers are temporarily suspended. We apologize for any inconvenience this causes. Please be aware that if we don't hear back from you within the next 7 days, we will unfortunately have to refund and remove your account. And this is the GoFundMe, help cover legal expenses against Alyssa Mercante's attacks, which she's using Ron Coleman. Please remove the fundraiser picture for this fundraiser and any direct names or defamatory language listed in the story. This is a violation of our TOS. GoFundMe's decision to suspend my campaign based on a barrage of reports from the same group of individuals revealing the susceptibility of these platforms to manipulation. The activism going on here is not about grassroots change or societal improvement. It's about removing opposing voices from public forums. A shift toward totalitarian suppression. I'm not well versed in the area of crowdfunding for myself, and GoFundMe may not have been the wisest choice initially. If this were to ever come up again, I would seek alternative funding on platforms like Give, Send, Go. It's clear that those very same individuals who shut down the initial GoFundMe campaign will be then seeking ways to cut off that alternate avenue. The drive is relentless. They will stop at nothing to ruin you. Hi DJ, I've updated the fundraiser to a default picture and removed any mention of any names. Thank you. The call for direct donations, while more difficult to manipulate, also comes with drawbacks. It lacks the visibility that platforms like GoFundMe provide. Full transparency has always been a key of my approach with all this bull crap, but the evil force I'm contending with here has made that more difficult than ever before. They want nothing less than total annihilation of my ability to speak, fund, and defend myself publicly. That picture's hilarious. The danger of relentless activists. These activists are not interested in discourse, reconciliation, or progress. They want full compliance. They're determined to silence anyone who opposes them using whatever tools that are at their disposal, be it deplatforming, targeting funding, or social ostracization. In their minds, they're justifying their actions, convinced of their righteousness as they trample over literally anyone who stands in their way. This is pure evil because behind Alyssa Mercante's defenders, they refuse to stop until their opponents entirely incapacitated, until they have complete control of the narrative. They use terms like justice and equity, which it's not, but they practice something far different, silencing dissent, stamping out criticism, and leaving scorched earth in their wake. This isn't about my GoFundMe, this is about a larger movement that uses bullying and censorship as weapons to enforce compliance. They've shown time and time again that if they can't win the debate on merit, they'll resort to destroying their opponent's means of fighting back. We're not simply facing activists, we're facing totalitarians and individuals who demand complete control and will stop at nothing to get it. The truth is, no amount of compromise or middle ground will suffice for these people. Of course not. Like you said, it's all about control and controlling the narrative for sure. They are driven by a belief that their ideology should be unquestionable, and any dissent is to be crushed without hesitation, and this is something I'm constantly relearning as I go here. A call for awareness. The recent actions against my GoFundMe aren't surprising, but they are telling. Hell, I even mentioned the initial attempts to have it shut down in my victory video. These people serve as a stark reminder of what we're dealing with, a group that stops at nothing to destroy anyone who challenges their narrative. They will go again after their funding sources. They will manipulate platforms into silencing dissenting voices, and they will continue pushing until there's no opposition left standing. For those who are considering speaking now, know this: their tactics are dirty, their methods are deceitful, and they will target you with everything they have, but we cannot allow them to silence us. The more they reveal their methods and the true extent of their totalitarian drive, the more we must stand firm, shining a light on their hypocrisy and unyielding push for unchecked power. Direct donations, alternative platforms, and speaking openly despite their intimidation. These are the tools we need to use to continue standing against the coordinated, relentless, and purely evil activism that is determined to silence all who disagree. Apparently he has a PayPal legal fund now. As always, thank you all for your unwavering support in this ongoing battle. Yes, I will continue to talk about this because this is extremely important, especially when you have these fake activist gaming journalists who think that they know anything about games, who think they cover real gaming journalist news, and all they do is cover a bunch of garbage. We need actual people covering games journalism and not these fake gamer chicks or people in general. We need people like SmashJT and others who actually do the real work, also like Vara Dark, who actually plays the full game and uploads it to their channel before really giving a full review. We need people like that constantly because the current people in the games industry are nothing but trash. They're shills, and they do everything they can to keep access, while the people like us, the real gamers, actually play the games and tell you why they are terrible or they're good. As I've said recently, Warhammer Space Marine 2 is a great game. I highly recommend that everyone pick it up. It's a great game. Has lots of replayability with PvP and operations, and it's a pretty short campaign, but it's fun. It's all fun, old school, fun stuff there. So, thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. If you do like this type of content, hit the like button and subscribe for more. Comment below what you feel about all this, and hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all. That way you'll get notifications on my posting a video go live on this channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.